Today I'm making a mallet from scratch. No kits, no shortcuts, just raw ash wood from my backyard for that I chop this down look. Here are my plans, nothing fancy, link to the PDF below. I drew my block out a little bigger than needed. It's always good to leave room for mistakes. I don't have a power saw big enough to cut this, so I'll shave it closer to size with this antique electric hand plane. With a smaller block and one side flat, I can use my table saw and crosscut sled to cut it to size and square up the edges. There's a link to the crosscut sled video in the description for those of you who'd like to make one for yourselves. Now I'll sand the edges smooth and remove the saw marks. I cut out the template and used it to trace the final shape of the mallet head. Check out those curves. First, I'll cut the 7-degree angles on the head with the table saw, giving it that classic mallet look. Next, I'll shape the curved sides of the mallet head, sanding to the trace line. Now, a mallet without a handle is useless, so I mark out a piece big enough to accommodate the handle on another piece of ash. I'll cut it using this joiner jig for making straight cuts. A link to this jig is also in the description. Straight cuts are good. Now I'll use the handle template to trace the outline and cut it out with the scroll saw. Power tools make quick work of things. This is finally starting to look like parts of a mallet. Now I'll sand the handle to the trace lines on the front and side and give it some shape. If you're enjoying the ride so far, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a comment with any thoughts or questions. I'd love to hear from you. Handle feels good, fits in my hand well, almost ready for action. Jumping back to the head of the mallet, I'm marking the area to chisel out for the handle. A little math, a little measuring, okay, maybe a little guesswork too, but I'm feeling confident. Now I'm using a drill press with a 3/4 inch Forstner bit to drill out most of the material before I do any chiseling. It's going to make things a lot easier when I start shaping the hole for the handle to fit through. I'm aiming to make a nice, clean, smooth opening the same shape as the handle. I'm going to carefully chisel the edges and make sure it fits the handle snugly. I'm testing the fit as I go, which means a lot of trial and error and maybe a few choice words. I finally get a good fit and drive the handle into the head with a rubber mallet because I don't want to destroy it with a steel hammer. It's all coming together now. Now that it's seated tight, I'm going to refine the handle with a Shinto rasp. It sounds fancier than it is, but it's incredibly effective at quickly shaping the handle. This handle is going to be so smooth I'll probably just want to hang it on the wall as a display piece, but no, it's for hammering things. I'll follow up by sanding with 220 grit sandpaper, making it smooth and comfortable to hold. Up next, I'll cut some 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch blanks from leftover ash to make some dowels for securing the head to the handle. Sanding the dowels round is quick and easy with the oscillating sander. Always wear a dust mask, safety first. After I cut the dowels to length, I marked the position of the holes and drilled 2 1/2 inch holes through the head and handle at the same time for a perfect alignment. Now it's time to slather some glue on and drive the dowels in with a rubber mallet. I'll let this dry for a bit. These will lock the handle in place forever. I noticed a small chip in the handle, and I'll fill that with sawdust and super glue, sanding it smooth after it's dry. This is one of the many magic tricks of woodworking. Next, I cut off the excess dowels and sand them flush. Now it's really looking clean. My chiseling skills aren't great, and I see some gaps where the handle fits the head, so I'll fill that with sawdust and super glue too. Once the glue dries, I'll sand it smooth, covering up mistakes like a pro. Seriously, this sander makes everything easier. I feel like I should just keep sanding stuff for fun at this point. Oh, you need a dowel? Sand it. You need a handle? Sand it. Now I'm going to put a little elbow grease into it and do some hand sanding, rounding out the corners for a smooth finish. This is really starting to look good now. I guess hard work and determination does pay off. The last step is finishing it off with 4 coats of True Oil. I just pour it on and rub it in with a shop towel. I let each coat dry between applications for a rich, durable finish that makes the grain really pop. And there it is, the finished mallet. I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. Sure, it was more work than I expected, but it was totally worth it. Plus, it's made totally from wood that came from my own backyard. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? Hey, thanks for watching, and if you like this project, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more woodworking adventures. And as always, I'll talk to you in the next episode.